Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back, my friend, to the trades that never end. Here we go. We have 94 option contracts expiring February 17th. That is this upcoming Friday. So I wanted to go through these with you so we can take a look at how these are faring. Where do we think they'll finish as we go along here in the fun world of the wealth snowball? If you could do me a huge favor, if you're not already a subscriber, please, I beg you, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button, leave me a comment or 10, and I'll respond to each and every one of them. The first position here, we've got a put contract on AbbVie, $136 strike price, one contract. AbbVie finished Friday at 152.10, so it looks like we're just going to put dollar bills, y'all, in our pocket there with that premium collected. And then down here, the second position, we have two call contracts at 165, so we'll be likely keeping our shares of AbbVie, which is what we want, because like I said, hey, they recently bought Botox, and as long as there's women, you shouldn't say it that way. Because that's actually false. As long as there are human beings looking to inject botulism into their faces to create that pancake flat forehead, Botox is going to be a big hit for the AbbVie. So we should be good there. However, right here, Algonquin Utilities, we have 1,200 shares up for grabs at $7.50. And Algonquin closed Friday at $7.43. So we are in a little bit of a risky position, and I'll tell you why it's even riskier. Because if we go to the abacus, beep boop boop, carry the one, I'm in on this, man. I'm in on this Algonquin at 781 a share, and that's 1,200 shares, right? So that's $9,372 I've put in on this. And if we sell those 1,200 shares at $7.50, hey, wait a minute, Bart, that's only 9,000. So that would put us $372 in the red. Now, I did collect a nice dividend on January 13th of $216.96. If we do all the math here, we got 93.72 minus 9,000 if we sell those 1,200 shares at $7.50. And then we would be in the red, $372, but we did collect that $216.96 dividend. So we would be upside down $155.04. Remember what I told you. Rule number one, don't lose money. Well, what's rule number two? Remember rule number one. So we would be taking gas on $155 on the Algonquin if indeed these are called away at 750 or better on Friday. So I'm hoping that it trades sideways all week. I'd love to keep these shares through another round of those dividends. So we will see. Coterra Energy, they closed down on the Friday at 25.20. So right there, that put looks like it's going to be nice and safe for us. Devon, we've got a big bunch of Devon shares. Look at that, Bart. That's a lot. There's 300 shares there, 400, 800. So we got 1,100 shares right here of Devon that could be changing hands. $55 put here. Devon closed at 63.90 on Friday. We have 100 shares, one call contract at 68. This $50 put, that's very safe. 400 shares there, four contracts, $54 put also should be safe, but Devon does like to bounce around, so we'll be keeping an eye on those. All of those, in my honest and accurate opinion, should expire worthless, which to me, I'm new to this. I know they call it expired worthless. To me, I call it expired profitable. Hey, that's good, Bart. So we go down to Ford. Now, Ford, so we got 5 call contracts that expire Friday. Ford closed at 1272. So those are in jeopardy. However, this was a $13.50 strike price, but I'm holding Ford through their dividend and their special dividend. So we're going to be collecting a nice fat check from Ford, but then this position rolled down to 1285, which of course is now in jeopardy. So we'll be watching Ford during the week. And then the same thing with this put. This was a $12 strike and it rolled down to 1135 because again, the other end of that trade, they are holding the contract through the dividend, ex-dividend date. So we'll be looking at Ford. Google, you see a bunch of positions here. Well, what is it? It's 400 shares through 4 different puts. And this one is at 95. And Google did close at 95 on Friday. So we might be buying some of the Googler. 90 should be very safe. 97 call, that could be in jeopardy. You saw me make that trade. I think I made it on the YouTube Shorts, but we did buy 100 shares. I think it was at 94.46, and then we sold this call at $97. So we'll be eyeballing that. $96 put, of course, that's currently in jeopardy. We could be buying the Googler for more what the value is at the time on the February 17th. So I don't mind. I'm good with the Google long term. So whatever happens there happens. Then if we do get put the shares, we'll just spin the wheel of fortune. We'll implement that wheel strategy, sell some covered calls, and just enjoy putting that premium in our pocket. Big Mo, Altria Group right there. Puff, puff, pass. Keep smoking them cigarettes, people. We have 3 call contracts at 47.50, and Big Mo closed Friday at 47.26. So those are in jeopardy, and I do not want to lose those. I want to keep them. They're my friend. For all them smokers out there, just keep on puffing away because we like that big fat dividend with our friends over at Altria Group. In fact, well, I won't go to it now, but it's over 8%, the dividend yield. Medical Properties is, let's see, 5 puts at 950. They closed Friday at 1215, so those should expire worthless. Pepsi, you saw me make that trade. They closed Friday at 176.40, so that 162.50 put should be just fine, just safe indeed. Pfizer, we've got, what do we have here? 1,700 contracts or 1,700 shares up for grabs with 17 contracts expiring on Friday. We have 2 at 47.50, and then we have 15 at 48. And Pfizer closed at 43.90. So both of those should be safe. And I want to keep Pfizer. You know, as long as this country's full of a bunch of prescription drug addicts, we should be good. They should continue paying me their nice dividend. Stag Industrials, we got 35, 2 contracts at 35 on a call, and they did close Friday at 34.90. So those are in jeopardy. That's no big deal to me. They can be called away. I'll, put a couple bucks in my pocket and we'll move on. I might be done with Stag, but at the same time, I'll be happy to keep them as well if they're not called away because they have a juicy dividend as well. VFC, the VF Corporation, they took it on the chin last week, didn't they? They had a couple of crazy things going on. Their earnings report, their earnings call, and their reduction in dividend. They reduced their dividend by like 41%. So they took it on the chin last week. In fact, let's take a look at what VF Corp did. The dividend, the share price. Whoa, hello, what's going on here? Geronimo! And there they are here. I'm still a fan of VF Corp because I think it's going to be a Cinderella story. I think it's going to be a turnaround situation there. I mean, they have some really good brands. They have Timberland and North Face and Vans and what's the name of their backpack? Whatever that popular backpack is called. The most popular backpack, which I, of course, cannot think of right now. They own that company as well. So I want to keep the VF Corp as long as possible, collect those dividends. Even though it was reduced, it's still very good dividend. And we might look to, if it continues to go down on Monday, look for me to make some, sell some put contracts on that at some nice entry points. And then the VIG, you down with VIG? Yeah, you know me. That's the Vanguard Income Growth. We've got 3 call contracts on that, and they closed at 155.40. So 160, that's been trading pretty sideways. So that should be safe. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. If they get called away, fine. If they don't, we'll have to take a closer look. They only trade once a month, and as my limited amount of experience trading, I really like the weekly trades because they're just more fun, aren't they, Bart? They are. They're more fun, more exciting. Sure, you collect more premium when you go out a month, but also then you have to sit around and twiddle your thumbs while you wait for them to expire. Verizon, we got 1,400 shares up for grabs at 43. Verizon closed at 39.99. That should be safe. Verizon, it's steadily gone up since I entered. I was getting in on that. At like 37.50. So we got some nice equity in there, but I want to keep them long term. Verizon gets a bunch of my money every week with the Fab Fives cell phone plan. Them kids, they all got to have their iPhones. And I'm trading stocks on my Obama phone. So here we got Walgreens, 900 shares, 9 contracts, 37.50. Walgreens closed at 36.50. They've been pretty sideways, so we should be safe there. And I would like to keep them. I like Walgreens. As you can see, I like a lot of companies that most people don't like, like VF Corp and Walgreens and Pfizer and even Verizon and AT&T. All of those companies, a lot of the analysts do not like. Wall Street has been abusing them recently, but I like them all because guess what? I'm not that smart, and I know what each of them do. It's not hard for me to figure that out. Western Union, we got a $15 call. Western Union closed at 14.05 on Friday. It doesn't matter to me if that's called away or not. I'm not big or long on the Western Union anymore. So if you want to take it, come and get it. You can have it. So that's our update on upcoming expirations for Friday. 94 contracts representing 9,400 shares of stock. I really appreciate you checking in with me. And it is what? It's Saturday, right, Bart? Yep, Saturday, February 11th. Oh, and 11/11, and 11's one of your favorite numbers? How about that? We got a good week coming. I just know it. I feel it. I really appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't. Click that like button. Comment. Check out my new podcast, The Wealth Snowball, which should be available at a podcast app near you. So check that out, The Wealth Snowball, wherever you listen to the podcast. We're going to have some deeper dives on the podcast coming up. I'm excited about that. And as you can tell, though, I do have a voice I have a face for radio and a voice for print. So you're going to have to bear with those things. But for now, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for being my new best friend in stocks, options, and dividends. And I will see you in the next video.